Vince McMahon. We got to talk about him. Vince McMahon's legal team recently filed a motion to compel arbitration in Janel Grant's lawsuit against him, requesting that the court recognize an arbitration clause in an NDA that she had signed and send the matter to an independent arbitrator rather than the case moving to court. So that way the whole process would play out behind closed doors instead of airing out all the dirty laundry for the public to see. This week, the legal team for his partner in crime, John Laurinaitis, released a statement in support of Vince McMahon's motion. His lawyer, Edward Brennan, released the following statement on behalf of his client. John Laurinaitis has filed a motion today, fully joining in and adopting Vince McMahon's motion to compel arbitration. Mr. Laurinaitis corroborates Mr. McMahon in publicly declaring that Ms. Grant's allegations of sexual abuse and coercion in her complaint are completely unfounded. My client will fight these false allegations together with Mr. McMahon in the proper forum, arbitration. Now, Janel Grant, for those who don't know, and I'm sure you all do, has claimed that she was forced by Vince to meet with Laurinaitis in hotel rooms for sex, and they even had sex in the office during work hours and threesomes with both of them after she was transferred to the Talent Relations Department, which was headed up at the time by John Laurinaitis. McMahon's lawyer, Jessica Taub Rosenberg, released the following statement on Thursday in reaction to the motion filed by Laurinaitis' legal team. In January of 2024, Ms. Grant, a 43-year-old with a law degree who was in love with Mr. McMahon and devastated by their breakup, filed an outrageous and false lawsuit to ruin Mr. McMahon's career and reputation. Now, her false allegations are slowly unraveling. Today, Mr. Laurinaitis' attorney confirmed that his client will corroborate Mr. McMahon's account and expose the lies within the complaint. Despite their intense efforts, Ms. Grant's attorneys will not be able to suppress the truth from coming out. This is quite the 180 for Mr. People Power. It was only a matter of weeks ago that he had his lawyer put out a statement, or multiple statements, seemingly backing up Janel Grant's claims and throwing Vince under the bus. The same lawyer who issued that statement that I just read previously said this: like the plaintiff, Mr. Laurinaitis is a victim in this case, not a predator. The truth will come out. Okay, so that was in February. He said, read the allegations. This is what he told Vice. Read the allegations. Read the federal statute. Power, control, employment supervisory capacity, dictatorial sexual demands with repercussions if not met. Count how many times in the complaint Vince exerts control over both of them. He was on with John Pollock of Post Wrestling only a few weeks ago, calling Grant's lawyer, who used to be a chief judge, a skilled litigator. He said, I anticipate that she will ultimately see that Mr. Laurinaitis is, like her client, a victim in this case, and Judge Callis will do the right thing and dismiss my client from this lawsuit. In the event that she does not, my client will clear his name and reputation in court, not in the media. So what changed? This man needs to pick a lane and stay there. He's swerving all over the road. So now Beavis is reuniting with Butthead to try to better their chances of this going to arbitration and keeping it away from a jury. That's what this is. This is all about self-preservation for him right now. He's going to do whatever it takes to not get hit with a massive judgment. Because remember, this is a civil complaint. This is not a criminal case. We're not talking about jail time here. Although Vince still has a federal grand jury hanging over his head. So for him, I'm not so sure what his future has in front of it. But Johnny just wants to get out of this unscathed. That's what he's looking to do. He's looking to slither away unscathed, but his career is done. I mean, his career has already been destroyed. Nobody is going to touch him again after this. Nobody should want to touch him, period. It's also interesting that WWE's chief operating officer, Brad Blum, who is corporate officer number 2 in the Janel Grant lawsuit, tendered his resignation from the company this week. So this was not a case of him being forced to step down or fired. It's interesting because of how close he has always been with Vince McMahon. He was McMahon's chief of staff previously. He left the company after Vince's first so-called retirement. He left the company as well. That was after the initial Wall Street Journal stories. Then he came back to the company when Vince came back. So he's a McMahon guy through and through, and it just makes you wonder if he's leaving to go be involved with maybe some new venture that McMahon may soon be starting up with all those hundreds of millions of dollars worth of stock that he's cashed out recently. Whatever it is that he's up to, it's not going to be another wrestling company. Not unless he wants to throw all of that money into a fire pit and watch it burn.